Hey plant gang, this plant in front of me is one of the most popular landscape plants really on the planet. One that is used extensively in home landscaping, commercial landscaping, sometimes placed in places that are inappropriate for this plant, but in particular in the understory this plant really thrives. And this is the rhododendron. Now there are many types of rhododendrons and things people call rhododendrons, and the purpose of this video is to really open your eyes to this classification of rhododendron that we typically refer to as azaleas. Now azaleas are typically thought of as spring blooming plants. I'm going to tell you, I'm shooting this video in Tennessee in August and I have some blooms here. That's because in the last 10 to 15 years, we've seen an influx of plants now available on the market that are re-blooming azaleas. You get a bloom in the spring, but you also get a bloom later in the fall. Now, typically, these plants that we call azaleas have very similar flowers to each other. The leaves are similar to each other, typically covered in pubescence, kind of fuzziness. They come in a variety of sizes and shapes, really down from ground covers all the way up to very large shrubs. This one that I'm looking at is an Asian azalea, and most of the ones that we call rhododendrons or azaleas have Asian parentage or lineage, and they're hybrids between several different species. I'm going to show you the deciduous North American azalea that's native to this region of the country, the eastern United States. But this one, that when people hear the word azalea, the plant that's in front of me is typically what they think about. So we're talking about rhododendron species azaleas. Now, I want you to know that there are other plants that people call rhododendrons. Typically, we refer to those as mountain rhododendrons, ones that we even have native to our region of the country. Big, bold, foliaged, thick-leaved evergreen plants that are also in the genus Rhododendron. This group of rhododendrons, what people call azaleas, there are evergreen ones, there are deciduous ones, but we want to look at this flower. It's a very typical flower of what people call rhododendrons. They come in kind of off oranges to pinks, whites, purples is very common in the flower color, typically pubescence to the foliage. They can be semi-evergreen, evergreen, or completely deciduous, alternate leaf arrangement, but as you go up the stem, they're going to look a little bit closer and whorled. You're going to need to pay attention to that. So now what you're looking at right here is another type of rhododendron, but one that we call azalea. This one is native to eastern United States, in particular through the Appalachian Mountains, and this is commonly referred to as a flame azalea. A little bit more oblong shaped leaves, still fuzziness, a lot of the same characteristics. This is a deciduous shrub, but still another one that we call azalea. Here's a landscape tip. There are several rhododendrons that people call azaleas. However, these are primarily evergreen or deciduous shrubs that prefer a partial shade location.